Salut tuturor! Astăzi îl avem alături de noi pe Judah Earl, compozitor, writer, care face muzică pentru Sing, filme, seriale și așa mai departe. Facem un breakdown la o piesă foarte tare, scrisă de Judah pentru Life Gives You Tangerines, și în același timp o să face și un interviu. Salut, Judah! I mean, hello, Judah!
What's up?
He doesn't know Romanian, obviously. When, how, and why did you decide to make music?
When? Great question. Probably similar to you. It's like you kind of just stumble on it, upon it randomly, and then it was something that you just go, oh my God, I enjoy this more than anything.
Yeah.
I was 17 years old, and I wrote my
You
first...
were 17?
I was 17.
When you started making music?
When I started making music, yeah. I guess
Wow.
I'm a little bit... Was it old or young?
That's awesome. And how old are you now?
I'm 34. I just turned 34.
That's great. So you make music for 17 years.
It's crazy, yeah.
But obviously, first time when you do it, you weren't professional. So it's not like you started making music and instantly it was like hit song, hit song.
It was pretty embarrassing.
Yeah, of course. For everybody, it's embarrassing in the first
it's awesome.
part. But, so hold on, you started at 17, which is actually, this is a very cool thing because most people think that if you want to be successful in music and you want to make music, you have to start when you're really, really young.
Oh, yeah.
Like you're 6 or even...
Composing at 4 years old, yeah.
Okay, that's so awesome.
Yeah, it was so fun. So basically my roommate at the time was making a video game. And he was like, Judah, do you want to write the soundtrack? And I was like, of course. I just got a MacBook and I was like, I'll use GarageBand. And dude, I never wrote an instrumental song until that, and I really liked it. And I thought at 17, I was like, okay, just graduating high school. Let me put 3 hours a day in, at least until the summer.
Yeah.
Summer hit, I put 5 hours a day, and then after the write music. It's endless growth, endless possibilities.
I saw somebody like on Instagram or something in the past, and that stuck with me because I loved the concept. It was like, what I love about opening the DAW and making a song is that when you open the DAW, you have a blank piece of paper, basically.
Yeah.
It's like literally there's nothing there, but you have all the tools to actually start doing something cool. So I found that analogy as being something really cool because every time we don't even realize when we're at the computer, we're just like, oh, we're opening the DAW and let's pick a piano, whatever.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, that you're actually an artist and you're not drawing with your brushes and paint,
but
you're actually drawing with your ideas that you have in your head, like musical ideas and notes.
100%.
It's so cool. Like it's a blank piece of paper. You create something from nothing. That thing that you create doesn't exist.
It's kind of crazy. But
it's so awesome.
You actually nailed it. In composition, starting from your mind is the best way to start.
Yeah.
I was watching, there's one of my favorite composers, his name's Hans Zimmer.
Yeah.
He talks about in an interview.
He's a legend.
Well, he's incredible.
He's a legend.
I saw him in concert twice.
Yeah.
He talks about when he's on the computer, he sits on his hands until he comes up with an idea.
He sits on it. Oh, I like that.
He doesn't want to play the piano and use muscle memory. He doesn't want to write his music from muscle memory. He wants to write his music from his mind first. He wants to hear an idea before he plays it.
That's so cool.
Well, it's exactly what you said. And I try and take some of those concepts into, and I find it very productive in composition as well.
That's so cool, actually. I never thought about it that way. It's also another thing, but he sits on his hands like
that's what he said in the interview.
I kind of imagined that he was like balancing himself on his hands.
He does handstands. That's how he. That's his secret.
That would be cool though if you think about it, because that also forces you to be like, I cannot sit on my hands too much. Like it's starting to hurt right now, so I have to actually come up with an idea right now.
That's hilarious. We should try that. Give that a shot.
Did you ever go to any music school or?
Dude, I didn't.
No.
I went to school for business.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did that help you in music?
There's a lot, dude. There's a lot of business in music.
Yeah.
And
of course, it is a business. It's the music business.
Oh, lately it's more business than music, actually.
Yeah.
It ebbs and flows, but I didn't necessarily find it helpful, but I think the diligence of it was good to kind of keep you grounded, so to speak.
That's what I went to personally, I went to different stages when it came to how I feel about school. Because, for example, in Romania, in school, like I feel like there were so many things that were taught to us, and like how much do you remember from school, honestly,
Yeah.
from the things that you learned, like, and we learn from everything, every field, like it's all over the place. And I was like, why don't you specialize from the beginning in something more clear for what you want to do in life? But then as I went on, I realized that what's awesome about school is two things. I mean, actually three things. First of all, it teaches you to have a responsibility of doing something.
Totally.
Second, it's giving you a lot of things which you could be passionate about someday.
Yeah.
And it shows you some ways. And third, it's the idea of forming friendships and being a social person, you know, and
Totally.
it gives you this sense of belonging in a community since you're a kid, basically. So, but I feel like the main purpose of school, though, is literally just to show up somewhere, like you said, and becoming very serious about something that you do, you know, because you don't really have a job yet, but that's your job, you know, to go to school in a way.
And at the end of the day, it's an environment for you to put hours in.
Yeah.
And dude, music, I'm sure probably in your case as well, you've surpassed 10,000 hours in mixing.
So much.
Yeah, but
I did some calculations once, and I think it was like 20-something thousand. Yeah.
20,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Well,
because if you think about it, let's just do a quick calculation. So let's just do it for you. Yeah. So you worked what? You said 17 years.
Yeah.
You did you work every day? Probably not.
I did. Well, when I was I basically work.
Let's just say you work 300 days a year. Would that be a safe assumption, considering were also days when maybe you were on holiday or doing some other things in these years? No?
Maybe. Oh, this year.
I'm just thinking all these years across the 17 years.
Dude, I worked a lot.
So let's just say 330 days
okay, we'll
a year.
do 330, yeah.
Okay. That's 5,610 days. How many hours would you think you put on average every day?
Dude, on those grind years, like when I first went full-time and like quit my part-time gig, dude, 10, 12.
I used to do the same, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but let's just put an average of 8 hours, because that would be the average work day, right? So that puts you at 44,880 days.
Yeah.
Like hours of work.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's not even 10,000 hours. People say that you need 10,000 hours to actually be good at something.
That's the start.
But I think in music it's not like that. I think in music you need to work much more than 10,000
You gotta get to
hours.
like 100,000.
I think you need at least 20 to 30,000 to actually be very good at something.
At certain things. I'm confident in like string arranging and stuff.
Yes.
But even composition, dude, I'm just like, there's no rules.
I saw him working on some stuff, and the kind of automation and stuff he's doing, like I've never seen anyone doing so much automation, and like it's crazy.
Hilarious.
But we'll look at that a bit later.
That's really funny.
Yeah, man. So that's the thing with me as well. Like I used to work so much. Yeah. Nowadays, I don't spend as much time as I used to do.
Totally.
Also because we learn so much about how to do things, and it's not. Back then, we used to spend so much time because we were fixing so much of our mistakes
100%.
and discovering so much.
Yeah.
We didn't know how to do certain things.
Yeah.
Now it's much more precise. Like for example, when I'm mixing something, I know exactly what I need to do when I hear that track.
Totally.
Exactly. Like I have all the ideas, everything I want to do, where I want to take it, and I'll just take it there.
Totally.
But back in the day, like I had no clue how to do a certain thing, so I had to discover it while actually working.
Totally. Yeah. Same. Say if I had an A section of an instrumental piece and it was 30 seconds long, dude, sometimes I would go multiple weeks on one song to try and create an A section into a song.
Yeah.
And now over time you learn how to, the violin for the B section maybe is lower, or a cello takes it, and then you learn how to turn A section, B section, C section, small A section,
And just to explain really quick for somebody who's new to this, when you say A section and B section, what do you refer to exactly?
So A section would be dun 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 dun. Your main theme of going. That's the meat of the song, but you can't just play that dun 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 dun, 3 minutes straight.
What do you mean? It plays in my brain nonstop.
Same. Maybe you could. You know what? Let's give that one the exception. You could just A section. The string players are just going, oh, here, of course.
So that's the A section.
Well, technically, some of those composers, dude, actually do play elements of the A section the entire time, which and that's something I've actually really learned, cut my teeth on too. Is what can you take from your A section to repeat, to keep the listener like familiar, but not as familiar. And then once the A section fully comes back, it's those types of things.
Is that earworm that you keep having? You know, sometimes you take a bit of a. That's also in pop music is the same. You know, like you have a certain phrase that is really hooky in your track, and you try to kind of hide that everywhere in the melodies, other melodies, maybe in the background in some instrument. It's the same here. Like you said, like some composers have that A section somehow hidden across different parts. Yeah.
So when it hits or when the beat drops, it's not out of nowhere. It's like already feels familiar, so your ears are ready for it.
Yeah. Okay, so the B section would be...
Dude, if you can make the B section, craft it from the A section, so you usually win.
It's almost like maybe in this situation that it's kind of like this is a question. The A section it sounds to me like a question, and the B section sounds to me like the answer to the question.
Probably I would reverse it, but
it's the up. Okay.
But at the end of the day, there's that. That's why I just need more hours in music. There's so many ways.
There's no way to learn these things.
I think just putting the hours in and then trying to be around people that do it too.
Especially like some other kids, they might be thinking, oh, but you can just do it with AI. The problem is AI cannot train you how to have good taste. You know, like I feel like this is also a subject that I would like to discuss a bit about AI in music. But I feel like with AI is like a tool. It's not like a thing that would replace what you can do. Because if you don't know how to do, if you don't have a good taste in music, if you don't have no idea like how to make music, it's gonna be very hard to use AI. Because I feel like take Suno, for example, where you can generate music, right? And it does it pretty good. Like, if you don't know what to ask from it, and if you don't know which is actually good and which is trash from the things that it generates you wouldn't know how to actually do something good with it.
Sure.
You know, it's like with programming. Like, let's say I want to code something and I don't, like, I actually know zero things about coding. Like, I know nothing about it.
Totally.
I tried to code something with ChatGPT, like I had no clue how to do it. Like I told ChatGPT to build me a program like this, like that.
Yeah.
But then I don't know how to talk code to tell ChatGPT, I don't like that. We need to make it like that. Like
exactly.
Like I don't know how to interpret it and how to. So you still need to know very well how to make music to be able to actually use these tools, so you can do it in a predictable manner where it can actually become your job, not just maybe you did one idea that was like cool once, but then what are you gonna do after that? You know.
Yeah. It does a great job of creating sections.
Yeah.
Like a awesome. I mean, dude, you give Suno 25 seconds, it'll blow your mind.
Yeah.
But outside of that, the way it processes music in terms of a story and makes and takes you on a journey, I don't feel like it's solved that yet.
Yeah, and I don't even think it will solve it. Hopefully, I'm right. But you know why? Because I feel like we are humans and we communicate with humans through humans' emotions.
Yeah.
When I heard his track that he wrote for that show, I kept saying when love gives you tangerines, but it's when life gives you tangerines. I'm telling you, man, that thing on the actual picture, the way it connects with the audience is amazing. That piano that you did, that theme, is incredible. Like it makes you want to like tear up. And I think like it's awesome because you can actually, like, you were explaining to me when you showed me the track a while ago, first, you were explaining to me how you carry that emotion through like the peaks and the valleys of your composition, you know, like how you add things, how you use automation to like build up and like relax it and all these things, you know, like I feel like AI, like it can never understand that by looking at a picture what humans actually feel and how it feels.
Totally.
You know, but I don't know what's gonna happen. Obviously, we don't know what's gonna happen in the future. But I feel like that's gonna be something that if you want to make music and you're like, oh, what's the point of making music because we have AI? I think AI will still need somebody to ask the right question.
Yeah, totally. Well, and even it depends on a little bit on the genre too. Like for violin stuff, that's just let's say the track is just violin. and you have 4 notes. I mean, you can play those 4 notes so an infinite amount of ways. If you have a violin player in the room, and I've more Hans Zimmer interviews, which I've watched them all multiple times. He talks about when he plays the Joker theme on the cello, and he has like a whole storyline almost of about a minute. You know, when he does that, I don't know if you're familiar with the Joker theme, but it's just like one note on the cello rising.
Yeah.
But like, there's certain sections where he wants the cello player to change emotions while he's playing it. And I think if you really scale back, it's like, the AI will never be able to interpret emotions like that on an instrument, but it's great for giving ideas.
You know what's funny is like you said you need 20, 30,000 hours. This is where the 20, 30, 40,000 hours are. Like, even this thing is such a detailed thing, like how one single note played in a certain way can give you a different emotion than that single note played in a different way.
Yeah.
This is something that you only learn by making so much music.
Totally.
Like, it's not just something that just comes to you, you just start making music and that's how you're gonna understand it. There's no way to understand it until you actually make it. And like, come on, let's be honest. Can AI do this kind of stuff? Like, that would be, I think it would sound so ridiculous, you know?
Yeah.
It's I feel like some things are just so, they need the human connection and emotion and understanding of.
Totally.
Yeah.
But some things, dude.
But again, like what I think personally, what I think AI would be great for, is just like, I don't know, you want to start an idea in a different way. For example, the way you have a piano and you start an idea on a piano, AI is a new instrument basically that didn't exist before, and you look at it like as being a new version of Omnisphere or whatever it is. You know,
Totally.
It's like a plugin, and then that plugin can give you certain starter ideas or things that you can actually use, and they inspire you, and then you create something based 100%. On that or around it or something new.
I did that last week.
Yeah, it's awesome, no?
It's great.
Yeah, it's awesome. And it's pretty good nowadays too. It used to be pretty trash in the early days, but now Suno V5 is pretty great.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah, what people can do with it is crazy. I didn't use it that much. I should use it more. I think where AI is gonna be great, I'm wondering if you think the same, is let's say a company wants a really quick song for like some social media, a quick campaign that they're doing, or some ads that they put on YouTube that is a quick ad and they don't want to like spend too much time on it and money. And instead of waiting for a composer to actually do something for them and go through the contracts and all that kind of stuff and paying and all of that, they're like, okay, we need something today, we need something quick. Let's just make a quick prompt what we need. This so campaign, blah blah blah. We make, and then they generate like 200 ideas. They don't even need 200, but they generate like 50 ideas, and then they choose one of them, and they're like, okay, this is cool. Let's just slap the song, and that's it.
Totally.
I think that's where it's gonna be very valuable.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it'll change the industry, but
it already did.
Yeah, it's true.
But it will change it even more, indeed.
Yeah, for the commercial stuff. But I was recording cello somewhat recently. No, it was violin. I was recording violin. It was really intimate. And I was like, to get those types of nuances, especially when it's minimalistic, and you're very, very specific with which emotion, you know? Maybe a little bit timid, but mostly like, I don't know, like heartbroken.
Yeah.
That, it's just, I just like, there's this, I don't think it'll ever get there.
What's your main instrument?
Dude, my main's like the bass. Electric bass.
But I know you play cello, right?
I do play enough cello to track demos. Most of the time I hire cello, unless it's more layering.
Do you have is there any platform you use to hire people, or is it friends that you've made in the business along the way?
For cello, it just really depends on the context. Certain things you need to be hands-on, like in the room.
Yes.
Like if you really want to dial in, but if it's more like straightforward, dude, there's a company I use called Musiversal, and they're fantastic.
I think I've seen an ad at one point. It was annoying, that ad.
Was it me?
What, were you in the ad as well?
I was.
I don't think it was you, because I knew you at that time.
That's when they're pushing real musicians, and their musicians are great.
So I don't know. For me, I think it depends a lot on the music that you do. Some music needs real instruments. Other times, it might just sound better using something from Kontakt, honestly.
Totally.
Yeah. But what I found that the actually like Kontakt or anything that you play on your computers is never at the level that you would be when you record, is when you said like what you said before, that detail where it's just one single note and you want to like rise the detail and it's just rising and falling, or when you have like an actual single mono instrument, like one violin, one cello, that's like a lead instrument. But when you have like multiple like stacks and you want to choose like pads in the background, you can get away easily with
totally.
software.
Yeah.
So normally, do you write your music on your in your DAW, right? You use a lot of libraries and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you would, after that music, let's say, is approved, you probably have to get it approved, right? And after that's approved, then it goes to be recorded by a real orchestra or whatever it's gonna be, depending on the track.
For sure.
What would be like 3 Kontakt libraries that would be like you couldn't make music without them?
I mean, definitely that one, and then
What's that one?
which is Cinematic Studio Strings,
Cinematic, okay.
and then Cinematic Studio Solo Strings, which
Okay.
let's just combine those.
Okay.
And then, dude, there's a piano I've been really into lately from Fractured Sounds called Homestead. When Life Gives You Tangerines, I believe I used Winchester, but I think Homestead might be a pinch better than Winchester.
Would it be in your only 3 libraries list?
Right now, yeah.
Yeah, right now.
It's just like, because it's like you follow your heart map, and right now I'm just kind of in a stringsy, piano-y world, and so, dude, I'll have to show you it later. It's insane what it can do. And then the third, probably Slate and Ash.
Oh yeah, I think you told me about that one.
Yeah, just for like textury stuff, because music today is pretty. You need a soundscape. You need kind of like to wrap your music. You need to package it in something, and I think Slate and Ash does a very, very good job with that.
And you work in Logic, right?
Yeah.
I tried to switch into Ableton, but I think Ableton wouldn't be right for
I'm gonna switch
the work
eventually.
you do. I don't think it would be right for the kind of work you do.
Dude, I kind of want to. Well, the thing is like, I see on Instagram like these hacks and these tricks.
What's awesome about, like, I feel like it would be good to learn it to combine the both. Like when you write string arrangements, I would still do Logic, but when you want to manipulate like waves files and make something a bit more synth driven, Ableton is like
the king.
It's second to none, honestly.
Yeah, it's so sick.
So, have you worked in any other DAWs in the past?
Other than Ableton, no, just GarageBand and then Logic. Yeah, and that's kind of it for me. It's like you become pretty comfortable with your DAW, and then it's like at some point in your career, you have deadlines, and it's like to relearn a DAW would mean stepping away from work that you're either really enjoying, and for me, once I have an idea, I want to get it out of my mind as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And I'm just intimidated by the learning curve, because that means my idea is going to take a lot longer to come alive.
Time is money,
Yeah, totally.
And if you think about it, everything that you decide to do other than, let's say, write that idea, or if it takes you time to actually learn something, it's almost like wasting that money and investing that money, taking it and putting it into something else.
Truth.
Because since you're not able to make that money by doing that project, you're actually considering like you had that money, but you invested it in something else.
Truth.
What would be your advice for people to actually find work? Like how would they be able to find some clients or making music for sync and TV shows and so on?
So I think the earlier the person who's new can create something that feels like them, something they're proud of, something that they just wrote for themselves, and goes, oh, this is an area that I want to continue to perfect, then you gotta put it on spot. It's like once you start putting your name on the music that you want to be a part of, it's like, I think literally, in my opinion, and maybe I'm wrong, or maybe there's lots of ways to view it, but once you start putting it out there, then it happens automatically. It takes a few years, but I think the very first step is creating something that you go, this feels like me. This is a genre of the type of cinematic music that I want to pursue, and then you go from there. I think then the next logical step is, dude, you hit up LinkedIn. I did my LinkedIn hours for sure, sending those really awkward emails out.
Oh, interesting. So you
And
go on
then,
LinkedIn and just email,
oh yeah, dude, I was
message
hitting
people.
everybody. I was like, yo, can I do an internship? Can I get on your sync library? You know, this is the music I like to write. And
Oh,
then there's another company called Sound Better. It's kind of like Fiverr.
yes.
It's the same thing. It's like once you find your brand, so to speak, then you just kind of you go through all the outlets.
So what I understand from this is, in a more simplified response, is that in a more simplified form is that you have to put yourself out there,
You have
basically.
to, yeah.
Like find all the possible platforms where you can reach out to people and
You
put
have to.
yourself out there.
It's so unbelievably awkward.
Yeah.
And it's like the most vulnerable thing you can do. But I think in today's world, it's like, well, here's something I realized, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the agents and the labels aren't necessarily looking to invest as much into talent these days.
I feel like they're not willing to invest into unconfirmed talent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, once you see someone established and they go, oh, that person is on a very specific trajectory, then the dots start connecting.
Yeah, you have to already have something going on.
Yeah.
Because, and in a way, it kind of makes sense because back in when the CDs were selling, the vinyls were selling. I
Yeah.
mean, actually, vinyls actually sold the most
Nice.
just a few weeks ago, I think.
Oh, no
I
way.
saw this
That's crazy.
report, but it's just coming back. But
That is
when the
pretty cool.
CDs were selling, there was so much more money in the music business than it is now in the streaming world.
Yeah.
And because of that, even the companies, they don't want to take as much risk as they used to take before.
Sure.
The industry also changed. There's so much music now and it's burned so fast. Like people are getting tired of music much quicker than before.
Yeah.
Before you used to listen to an album for weeks and weeks and
That's
weeks.
true.
But
Yeah.
now you listen to something and then you're like, okay, I want to listen to the next one.
Yeah.
And knowing that, and obviously it's almost like a market that is saturated with a lot of stuff.
Totally.
The price for each of that product that saturates the market is lower.
Yeah.
Because there's supply and demand, basically.
Totally.
So it's the same in music. If you have a high supply of a lot of stuff that is being consumed by people, like obviously the price of that is gonna lower because there's only a limited amount of music that people can actually listen to, if you think about it.
Yeah.
So if you only have, realistically, let's say 12 hours in a day to listen to music,
Yeah.
you're not gonna listen 12 hours in a day to music as an actual listener, not as a music maker.
For sure.
You might be listening to when you go to work, when you're at home making some food or whatever. So that gives you realistically like what, 3 to 4 hours of actual time of listening to music.
Which
How
is a
many
lot.
songs can you listen to in those hours?
Yeah.
Compared to how many songs are uploaded?
Totally.
There was a study like a year or two ago that there were like 80,000 songs uploaded to Spotify every day.
Yeah.
Like, think about it, like, and there's a lot of frustrated artists out there saying, oh, my music is not doing anything. Like, bro, you're competing for a 4-hour time frame that people have to listen to music.
For sure.
With records that they're already confirmed, they're from artists that they love. Like, for your record to actually go through and to make it, to win in their time.
Yeah.
Versus a Justin Bieber or The Weeknd or somebody else.
Totally.
Like, your record really has to be something different and special. It cannot just be a random record because nobody would care about it.
Yeah.
It goes like with what you said earlier, that you have to find your own thing that you're doing.
Yeah.
And keep posting that.
And keep posting it because I'm realizing, because this Spotify is a hot topic right now, but there are some things Spotify is good at, and it's good at recognizing someone's niche if they've stuck with it for multiple years.
So you're saying that the algorithm is really good in Spotify, of recommending stuff.
It's been favorable in my experience in having 2 artist projects on Spotify that I've done for multiple years, and then eventually Spotify knows where to promote that.
What something that was interesting in what you were saying is that basically you're advising people not just to reach out on LinkedIn and all that, but to put their music on Spotify. That's what you started with,
Yeah.
which I found it interesting because if somebody thinks about making music for film or
Yeah.
TV, you wouldn't think about also posting on Spotify and being an artist. But I know that you also post on Spotify and you're an artist, and I feel like this is such a cool approach because basically the kind of music that you do, you can also listen to it by itself. It doesn't need to be synced to an ad or some show to actually be listened, like digestible. Let's just put it that
Totally,
way.
yeah.
Because usually stuff that is for ads is just a small section that is like 15 seconds.
Sure.
So you cannot, that's not a song. That's just something for an ad.
Totally.
But what you do is actually full songs that are like 2 minutes, 3 minutes long.
Yeah.
And then parts of that are being synchronized on a
Totally.
record.
Yeah.
So I think that's such a cool idea, honestly. I never even thought about it, honestly,
Oh,
until
crazy.
today.
Dude,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's what I love to do. So now I love cinematic music, but ironically, that's to answer your previous question. Even that's where most of my gigs come from, is people hear my Spotify and then I get film gigs.
That's amazing.
So it kind of does its circle because then your music gets on films, more people hear it, Shazam it, go to Spotify. You know, it kind of does this cycle.
So basically be an artist.
Yeah, or just put the music out.
That's awesome. Yeah, it makes sense, man. Like why would you do that music and just keep it in your computer?
Yeah, show the world.
Yeah, show the world what you can do.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But not if you just started.
Yeah.
If you just started, show your friends only.
Definitely something you're proud of. I put my first album out in 2018, which I think I waited 9 years of writing every day. I did. I think maybe 8 years. I wrote every day for 8 years, and then I put an album out. Because I wasn't super good when I started. And even my first album out needed tons of improvement. But it was the first thing I wrote after 8 years of writing that goes, okay, this is, I feel like, feels genuine,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, you have to write from your heart.
Oh, you got to, dude.
But let's talk about When Life Gives You Tangerines. How did that happen? That song.
Oh, the song.
Yes. How did that happen?
Dude, essentially, those types of situations, it's really just props to the incredible team in Korea that organizes it. I mean, the music director is incredible. I mean, the whole staff, their communication's perfect, and there's just such amazing people. And the whole team over there puts everything into their craft. They go, we want this to be the absolute best. And so
Yeah.
in that environment, it's just when you see people thriving, I feel like it's just easier to jump on the bandwagon and put everything you have into it too.
Just want to add a bit to that. This year was my first time I went to Korea, and I was so impressed
Nice.
and by their attitude and by their like culture and their work culture and they're so serious about whatever they do. It doesn't matter what they do. If they do music or whatever they do,
Totally.
I feel like every single person wants to be really good and respected for what they do. So that's the reason why Korea, like I feel like South Korea evolved in 50 years, like other countries evolved in hundreds of years. Like South Korea, like 50 years ago it was nothing like what it is today when it comes to economy.
Totally.
And now they have like top manufacturing technologies, and they build like all the appliances in the world if you think about it.
Well, and
they
the
build like
entertainment
amazing
industry.
phones. They're like amazing. They're just like such a great country, and the people are so nice. And so it checks with what you're saying. Like it inspires you, when you see that.
It totally does.
Yeah.
Well, probably similar with you, even doing some of the K-pop stuff. You're just like being around that environment of just nothing but your best. It's really infectious.
Yeah. They put a lot of work in.
Yeah.
But let's go back to the question.
Oh, yeah.
How did this song happen, this specific one?
So it was kind of a funny situation, and this was a new one for me.
Yeah.
The music director, he sent me a message on WhatsApp about explaining the situation of this film. Bittersweet.
So you knew the music director before?
Oh, yeah. I've worked with him for, I think, seven years now.
Okay.
Incredible dude. Extraordinarily talented.
Yes.
And so he told me this film, he's like, He's like, I want it to sound, I think this is what he said, I want it to sound like a water lily. I want the music to feel like that. And I don't know, for me, that just rang so many bells. And I was like, I don't know why for me, water lily just sounded like sparse piano chords. Cling, cling.
Yeah.
I don't know why, just that's what it felt like for
Maybe
me.
verby, like some nice
yeah.
delays. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and minimalistic and bittersweet. And so, and a little bit more of the bitter. I was leaning more into bitter than sweet. Not bitter, but longing, sad, romantic, those types of feelings. And so that's essentially kind of what happened. I mean, I wrote it in just in a few hours.
And then they loved it from the first.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, I was very touched that it, made it all the way through.
The orchestral part is actually recorded,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, the violin parts were amazing. It was all in Korea, so I exported. Well, a friend of mine does notation, and he does fabulous. So I just sent him the Logic session, and they took care of it. And they just kind of. I've worked with them long enough. I mean, they're just such incredibly talented people. They knew exactly how the violin should feel. They knew exactly how the cello should feel, And then when the ensemble came in, I was like, well, that's, I don't have any notes. It's like when they send it, I'm like, well.
Perfect.
No, every time. Yeah, it's awesome.
Did you have any preview of the movie or some scene while you were working on the track?
Typically, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I did. 90% of the time I do. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did.
I love that show so much.
Dude, right? It made me cry so many times.
Yeah. I never cry.
Oh.
We don't cry.
Oh, of course not.
You didn't cry.
Never.
Yes. You meant you saw so many people cry.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what
my allergies kicked in at just
the
right
allergies.
Times.
It's LA. There's so many allergies out here. Yeah.
It's
But yeah, and they happen to kick in exactly when you are watching the show.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
In those emotional scenes. Yeah, honestly, I love the show so much, and it's kind of like it tells you so much about the Korean culture as well, and how they're educated, and how it used to be, I guess, back in the day. And I don't know, it's a beautiful show, and it was a surprise to me. I didn't expect. I watched it because I kept seeing it on Netflix, and you told me you did something for it.
Yeah.
And I didn't, I had no idea which one you did.
Oh, no way.
On one of them,
crazy.
of them, I had no clue what you did.
cues.
Yes, which of the songs
There's a couple of
did.
them that was a little way different than my usual genre, but there's a few of them, yeah.
Yeah. And I heard that one, I was like, this is the one. Because it's only piano and all of that. And I was like, this is the one.
That's hilarious.
It felt so good.
That's funny.
Yeah.
It's a blast.
Yeah, when you think water lily, you think water, and you think droplets of water, you think those small reverberations and delays, and think something soft. But what's awesome is that this is where I feel like each person's personality comes through, because you tell somebody else to do something that sounds like water lily, and they will imagine something completely different. Probably.
Yeah.
It's part of your experience as you grow up,
Dude, exactly. And that's the part of music that you and I will both grow in forever. Like, dude, I really look forward to 5 years from now and going, and how will my experiences and the skills I've gained in 5 years change that perspective as well.
Yeah, we're changing so much as well. Like how you said earlier when I asked you about your top three instruments.
Yeah.
Those are your top three libraries right now, how you feel right now in your life.
Exactly.
Because who knows, maybe 1 year from now, even though doesn't mean that there will be better sounding instruments.
Yeah.
But maybe your whole energy will change and you want something different
100%.
For you as you make music.
Yeah. I go through some tragedy, I just need to write like metal music. Yeah. Who knows?
Electric guitar. What advice would you have for somebody who is just starting out right now?
Yeah.
Or maybe somebody who was doing like production for like pop music or something like that before, and they want to try and do music for film and sync and TV and so on.
One thing that's helped me, and I've noticed other people have done this well, and I've seen them be successful, is it's a little bit grindy, but recreating songs that move you. I'm sure you've done this with productions as well. It's like, how did they get that snare sound, or how did they get that production to sound like that? I think in my mind that's helped me pursue cinematic music in a more strategic way of going, okay, basses are here, cellos are here, violas are here. This is how they layer in a ambient pad, and this is kind of how they do these movements. And so I think getting those tools were very, very helpful in just starting out.
So basically recreate as much as you can of the stuff that you hear so you can learn and steal that way from
Steal as much as, yeah.
from the best.
Yeah, the process of stealing does take a long time though, because imitation, assimilation, and then innovation, I believe, is the most logical step.
Yeah.
Which those imitation to assimilation can take, I don't know, maybe a couple years, because cinematic music, a lot of times there's no structure. And so there's not a concise way to get from A to B. And so getting that from imitation to assimilation and having it feel honest took me a number of years. But I think the greatest, at least in my experience, a great way is just imitate.
Yeah.
Just buy a decent software and go, all right, how can I make my strings sound not bad?
If I would give an advice, me not doing this type of music, but if I would give an advice to myself before starting, is if you think about all these things, like how everything is so complex, I feel like you would never actually start doing it in the first place.
Totally.
I think like the best way to do it is just to explore and just have fun and make sure it excites you. And
Definitely.
And even if it seems hard, it's normal to be hard, because that's why not a lot of people can do it. And just like enjoy the process, because if you only think about how complex everything is, it's not gonna work that well, right?
Yeah, the blank page, it will be even more daunting than it's already daunting.
It's already very daunting, yeah. Okay, man. Do you wanna go into the studio and show some of that project?
Let's get our allergies kicking in.
Yeah. Nice.
Nice.
So this is your home studio.
Yeah, this is the spot.
This is where you make all your music. What's behind this curtain?
Oh, dude. Well, I haven't set up the lights yet. But this is where my piano is.
Do you write a lot of music starting from this piano?
No. I wish I did. I start from VSTs. I'm not a very good piano player.
Okay.
I'm okay in C, but I can't play in the other keys.
But it still sounds great, right?
Oh, the piano sounds great. So I use 5 mics in one room, and then I just have these guys always set up. And dude, it works pretty well.
What do we have here?
Dude, we got the sesh.
So this is the session of the song that I love.
Yeah, super simple. 20 tracks-ish. I mean, these are just the pads that were created out of the piano.
I was wondering if you can just play just a bit for people to remember it.
Nice, yeah.
Can you? I want to see that piano sound. What is that? The piano sound they were talking about?
So this is Woodchester. Woodchester is so if I just solo the piano, I mean, it just sounds so incredible by itself. And this is just stock settings. Didn't touch a thing.
So beautiful.
Yeah, crazy. The cool thing about Woodchester is over here, raw, ache, dream, clouds. Those are built-in pad sounds. So basically what I did is I put them all on its own thing, and I made pads with them. That's dope.
Yeah, that's cool. So that's the same instrument, but you alter the settings.
Same instrument. Yeah, I just like
That's
unselected
so cool.
the raw, and this is ache. So pretty.
Did this song come from this piano idea? Was this the first thing that you actually played for this track?
Yeah, I think so. Water Lily, right? I was like, okay. That's nice.
And then
Yeah.
the next part.
Oh.
Yeah, cool,
Yeah,
cool.
really fun. And then it just evolved. It's like, I think for this one, I just continued playing. I just played the same melody the whole time to contradict what I said earlier.
Yeah.
It's like the cello takes the melody.
It's
and
the
then
A all the time now.
It's A all the time. It's like the instruments shift.
So beautiful. Even with this, so this is a sound library. This is not the real.
Oh yeah,
orchestra.
this is just cinematic solo strings.
Wow.
And just the stock settings. I think I used a little bit of reverb, just some Valhalla, but that's it.
I love it.
And then your ensemble here.
Yeah. So these are all of them.
This is the ensemble.
Yeah. And that crazy automation.
Oh yeah, just trying to give it life. See, this is cool. I think what do they call it? Contrary motion, where the basses walk down, and just walk up.
I saw those automations going up and.
Oh yeah,
That's so cool.
so fun. Yeah.
Can you just add one by one? Can you start with the
great
bass
idea.
and then
Yeah.
keep adding? 'Cause
Totally.
I'm curious. So
I think it looks like the basses just follow the cellos.
that's and then the cello.
Cellos, octave,
Yeah.
violas. Then
And they have the piano melody going over it.
yeah, let's see, solo cello.
So that's the actual melody, right?
The
That's
solo cello is playing the melody. So if I
Yeah.
mute that, the piano goes.
I can hear now how I remember the original track.
Yeah.
How the cello changed so much in the sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can hear this one is a library, but still
Oh, dude.
it's great enough to understand.
It just
Where
gives
it's
you
gonna
an
go.
idea.
Yeah.
But dude, the difference between this and a solo player are astronomical.
Yeah. Because you express yourself.
Yeah.
I feel like a player of a cello or a violin, they're kind of like expressing themselves
Yeah.
through the music.
Totally.
It's like their instrument. They're not using their voice,
100%.
they're using their instrument as their
Yeah.
voice.
Well, especially when the track is simple enough for that to come through, especially right here. So the violin player, I actually don't know who recorded it, but they did such an amazing job because it's basically just violin here. So the sample would play. A lot of room for interpretation. And so if you play that, and that sounds fine, right? If you were just to listen to this by itself,
Yeah.
you would go, oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
But if you compared this to the real player, it's unbelievable.
I'm telling you, man, I still get the goosebumps listening to it. It's so
Let's
beautiful.
go. Thanks, homie.
Yeah, it's so good.
Crazy.
It's so good. And I love this breakdown moment here where everything just becomes so stripped down and it's just the violin, like you said.
Dude, there was one part where they played this perfectly. It was
Yeah.
like episode 6, I think. Dude.
It's in every single episode. And honestly, the whole show ends on your track.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really honored.
I loved it when I saw that.
So fun.
Such a good show.
It was a blast. Absolute blast being a part of it.
What else is happening here? Maybe you want to show a bit of that, because that was the thing that was, for me, coming from the pop world,
Yeah.
that I wouldn't say shocked me, but impressed me the most, like the levels of how deep you go with automation and how much that affects like the feeling. So what is that automation doing?
Modulation.
Because I already heard it. Is it like the level modulation?
Yeah, it's essentially I think it's as much as he expresses himself.
Yeah.
So with with this one, there's certain softwares that have two separate ones, vibrato and expression. I do believe this one is more linked. So they linked it both in modulation in the modulation. So essentially, when this goes up more, he gets more expressive. For the sample.
Can we hear a version with and without that automation? I'm curious.
Great. Yeah, of course.
Can you guys hear it? How?
Yeah.
Wow.
And that plays very,
That's
very
a
strong.
Huge change.
And then down here, which is really nice actually. It's more breathy.
But it's still flat. It doesn't give you that feeling of like,
I
don't know, it's like breathing. It's like...
It's robotic, and so you just need this.
I love how it's
you just
so
dude,
beautiful.
the mod wheel is like your best friend when you're doing VSTs.
I wonder, like, when you record the automation, do you use
just
the
on
mod
my
wheel?
keyboard?
Yeah.
I just use the Kii 49. You know, it breaks every couple years, and I'm like, I need to get a better one, and then.
I had this keyboard when I started as well.
Yeah.
But I had the first version, the Mark 1,
Nice.
which was obviously different than this one. But
that's crazy.
Yeah. The point with this is that you don't need the best in the keyboards. You don't need to actually start and
$100 keyboard.
That's all you need.
And then just find out how to get some sort of string software and you're good. Wait for Black Friday.
Yeah, there's also a lot of free libraries out there.
Yeah.
It's not just like
totally.
Distant Sampler.
Yeah.
There's a whole library for that where people can download.
Totally.
I think it's pianobook.com.
Piano Book is very cool.
I think so, yeah.
There's one called November. It's a pretty cool piano that I've
yeah, there's beautiful pianos there. It's basically people like me and you that we make our own instruments, we sample our own instruments that we have. Like if you would sample your piano and then you're like, okay, let's make a library with it and let's just put it for people to use online for free. I feel like sometimes those imperfect instruments that sound like sometimes they're recorded poorly, that those are giving you so much flavor and
they really do.
life to your record. Oh, you have a swell?
Yeah.
What is the swell?
Basically what you want to do in sync placement is you want to have visible growths of large and then down section and large and down section. And so your largest down section, hopefully it's like 3/4 of the way through the song, which it seemed to be about that. That's just kind of like...
That was the largest.
The largest, where the song starts, your largest section being about 3/4 of the way through is ish how you would want to align it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much variability within that, but this seemed to be pretty much on the nose. And then obviously this correlates with nothing here.
Yeah.
So when you look at the raw audio file, you're going to see very, very little because there's no low end. And it's very quiet.
So that's like an impact sound in pop music that marks like the first of the bar.
Yeah, exactly. So you can see here basses are going down, strings are going up, so it's climaxing, and so I just added a little.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and dude, the musicians did such an unbelievable job. There's just... I mean, it's fine. The other one is like...
Yeah.
Oh. Even that. It's crazy. I can tell instantaneously it's VSTs now.
Yeah. It sounds like paper, if it makes sense. It sounds very papery and very like...
Yeah.
It doesn't have any like... Whenever you make a recording, you feel that sound of the string,
Yeah.
you know, like how
You
it's
c- yeah.
how it resonates. Feel that screechiness. You feel.
It's like a drawing of a steak and then a steak.
Yeah, I don't really eat steak, so, but I can imagine what that would be.
Okay, nice.
Do you have another analogy with something else?
I just think in terms of steak.
Okay. He makes music thinking about steak. Have a great day. Take care.
Yeah.
That was good.
Nice.
That was
great.
natural.
That was very natural. Dude, that was a blast, man.
Oh, I didn't record anything. I'm joking.
Oh, classic.